Hello everybody, today we're going to be jumping back into Standard with a mono blue tempo deck. Before the banning of Invoke Despair, mono black used to be the king of 1-for-1 removal while establishing threats that could close out the game, but now Invoke Despair is gone and mono blue is going to be that new 1-for-1 deck, being able to counter most of the spells our opponents play while gradually building strong threats. One of the main difference between this and some other tempo decks that you might see is the inclusion of C double. Here, this is going to help us against Reanimator-style decks with Breach the Multiverse or Atali, creating a copy of those creatures, Atraxa as well, and letting us derive the same value that our opponents do and helping push out the game even farther. Now, as for our actual creature threats, we have Tolarian Terror, which is going to be getting cheaper as we cast instants and sorceries in the early game. We have Djinn, whose power is only going to grow as we cast those instants and sorceries. Now, the Seed Shark here is very interesting in that each of our non-creature spells are going to let us incubate. Now, this isn't quite as quick value, but we are slowly going to amass incremental value via the incubator tokens, and also with a 2/4 stat line, this is a great blocker. And then we have Ledger Shredders. Ledger Shredders are going to also grow over the course of the game and help filter our hand into the cards that we want to see. This is a very strong early game card to get down. Now let's talk about some of the other spells we're taking. So we're running Consider. These is going to be an instant in our graveyard. We can also filter out the top of our deck to find some better cards that we're looking for at instant speed. We've got Fading Hope. This is going to return one of our opponent's creatures to their hands and let us counter it later on. Also just set them back in terms of mana. We've got Spell Pierce to deal with early game instants, and then Witness Protection to shut down any difficult creatures that our opponents may have. Impulse is going to let us look through the top of our library and find some of those cards we're looking for, whether it's a creature threat or a counter. Make Disappear as well as the main counterspell that we're running here, taxing our opponent's spells and hopefully getting them countered. We also have 2 Negate for non-creature spells and Essence Capture, which is going to grow our own creatures while simultaneously countering one of our opponents. Now, we also have 4 copies of Thirst for Discovery. The discard can help us either get extra instants and sorceries for the Djinn or the Terror, or also get us more gas and counterspells for pushing into the late game. As far as lands are concerned, we've got 22 lands, one of them being Otawara. Now, if you guys have any other decks that you'd like to see in Standard, why don't you go ahead and leave that in a comment down below. And if you're enjoying my content, make sure you like and subscribe. Let's go ahead and get into those games. Alright, and here we are going into the first game. This looks like a pretty good starting hand for me. We're going to go ahead and keep. Pass the turn, hold up Consider for our opponent's end step. Playing into a red deck. Opponent plays Phoenix Chick. Alright, we can cast Consider now. They won't be able to do anything else. We don't want the island here, so let's go ahead and throw that in the graveyard. Draw a card. We get an Impulse. That's good. Alright. Turn 2, we're going to play out the Ledger Shredder. This is going to be able to block the Phoenix Chick. Let's see if our opponent has a Lightning Strike to deal with it. Alright. Volcanic Spite. Gets rid of the Ledger Shredder. That's alright, though. Alright. 3 mana. Let's go ahead and play our Shark. Right. And that's another Phoenix Chick. No attacks for our opponent. Let's go ahead and pass the turn here. We're going to start getting some value out of our Shark as our opponent starts casting spells. Alright, let's not let them have that creature. Get our +1/+1 counter, make our token, and our opponent concedes. Alright, that's a great game. Alright, well, this looks like a good starting hand. Got Consider on turn 1. We can have Make Disappear after that. We'll go ahead and keep this. We also have good threats in our hand. Off to a pretty good start. Opponent starts with the Plains. We're going to go ahead and play an island. See if they're playing a mono white deck. Alright, Skrelv's Hive. That's interesting. We can go ahead and put that in our graveyard. We've got Negate in our hand now. Okay, Ledger Shredder. You're gonna want to get that out early, because he'll be a good blocker for the Might tokens. Let's see if our opponent has a removal spell. Alright, opponent has Annex Sentry. Let's play out the djinn. Since we have a threat-heavy hand, we're able to play out more threats aggressively, not quite worried about removal. Alright, there's another Annex Sentry. We will eventually be able to deal with the Annex Sentries. 2 poison counters. We'll go up to 6 after they attack this turn. Alright, let's see what's next. On the draw, this looks like a good opening hand. We'll go ahead and keep this. Keep. Turn 1, we've got Consider. We've got Witness Protection to deal with the creature. We've got a nice mix. Alright, so we're playing into an Esper deck. Go ahead and pass the turn here. Alright. I'll actually take the land. Let's not let them have Giada. Give them one legitimate business person. See, not too worried about their 3-mana threats. Are gonna have to look out for a Shieldred when they drop one more land. Yeah. See if they get the counter. After this, we'll play the djinn. They do get the counter. Swings for 1. Alright. Looking good so far. Tapped out. Let's see if they have Go for the Throat here to kill the djinn. They do not. Swings in for 4. Right. Play land. Let's pass the turn. We've got Thirst for Discovery. We've got Negate. Looking good so far. Alright. We've got 2 options. We can make a token I think we're gonna make a token copy of Shieldred. We've got our own Shieldred now. Alright. They don't have anything with flying, so we'll go ahead and swing. I'm also going to go ahead and cast our Thirst now. Gonna be net neutral on the card draw there. Opponent down at 17. Go ahead and end the turn. They've got a couple different ways to interact with their removal spells here. Thinking about attacking. Interesting. Alright, well. I mean, I will block. It's possible that they just wanted the Raffine. Opponent plays a tap land. Yep, looks like opponent just wanted the Raffine here. Gain a life, lose a life. Go ahead, play another djinn. No attacks. End the turn. I would be fine trading the Shieldreds here. Alright. Alright. Let's go ahead and just put this back in our opponent's hand. Okay, here's a Ledger Shredder. Move to combat. Odds are they won't block. Yeah. We've got our opponent down at 11. It's past turn, holding up Negate and a Spell Pierce. Now, if we can get our opponent down to 2, we will win. Our trigger's gonna go on the stack when they draw their card first. Right. Connives with Rafine. Net neutral there. We'll just block. I think we're going to be playing our opponent's deck today. That sounds pretty fun. Let's go ahead and create a token. And let's see if our opponent wants to trade. He does. We got our opponent down at 7. Alright, Ratted Rabbit. We're very close to being able to present lethal. Should be 2 turns. Fortunately for us, we have more flyers than they do. Right, destroys the djinn. Draw a card. That's fine by me. No attacks with shielded. Alright, yep. Interesting that they choose to attack with Rafine here. Don't quite know what the plan is. No blocks. We'll take the 4. Now we should have it here. Yep. Well, we're gonna counter that. Opponent's tapped out. This is gonna be a good game for us. Let's go ahead and get rid of Spell Pierce. We're gonna keep Shieldred back. And there we go. Alright. Alright, this looks like a great starting hand. We'll go ahead and keep. Got turn 1 Consider. Working our way up towards the Shark. Go ahead and pass the turn. Let's see what our opponent's playing. I don't need that land. Alright, and there's a Ledger Shredder. That looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and play the Shredder. Alright, Blast Zone, so it looks like our opponent's playing an artifact deck. Kills the Shredder, that's fine. We're gonna pass the turn here. Alright, Graveyard Trespasser. Let's play out the Shark here. We weren't able to draw the land, but that's okay. If we can keep the shark alive this turn, we've got some good options for next turn. Alright, let's go ahead and pass. Opponent can sacrifice the Blood Tithe Harvester for 2 damage. If he's able to make another blood token, he'll be able to kill the shark. Alright. Opponent finds himself a land drop. Alright, swings out. That's fine. Exiles both. Block here. Let's see what our opponent has. They should have a spell that could deal with the shark. I don't know why they'd swing with the Harvester if they didn't. Alright, yeah. That works. Start with negate. If they have something else, we have spell pierce. Alright, on to my turn. I think I'm gonna go ahead and look for a land here. No land. That's interesting. Let's get Witness Protection. And I'm gonna go ahead and discard Fading Hope. Now we don't have to worry about our graveyard anymore. Swing in for 2. It is unfortunate missing our land drop, so we're still in a very good place. Alright, all will be 1. So they're playing the Rakdos combo. We don't have a counterspell for the Ob Nixilis, so let's just play out our Djinn. Develop more threats. They also don't currently have enough mana to kill the Djinn and play out the Ob. Yeah. Alright, well there's the combo. Alright, a whole bunch of lands here, and we're on the draw. We're gonna go ahead and mulligan, see if we can find ourselves a better starting hand. Well, this looks like a better starting hand to me. We'll go ahead and keep this. I'm fine bottoming the C double. We won't be casting that for a while anyway. Alright, playing into a red deck. Starts with Swift Spear. So we do have to be worried about removal for our creatures. Shark is also very good here. Gives us some resiliency to their removal spells. Alright, swings for 1. Alright, well that's pretty good. They're off to a slow start. And they pass the turn, so no turn 2 plays. Gets in for 1. Alright, well. We're gonna go ahead and actually wait a little bit here. We have Thrill if we want to. On their end step. Alright. We'll counter that. And we got it, alright. Alright, here we go. Looks like a good starting hand we can keep. A little heavy on the lands, but we do have the early Ledger Shredder. Let's see what our opponent's playing. Starts with a Mirex. go ahead and play our Ledger Shredder. Alright, looking good. No need to cast any spells yet. Alright, let's go ahead and consider. Don't need that land. Make disappears much better. And we have an Essence Capture. This looks great. Go ahead, swing it. Alright, opponent discards a Tally. Swing in for 1 again, pass the turn. Alright. I'll attack, here we go, pass. Now we've got Impulse at end of turn. This will help us find something to do next turn. Though with our opponent being as far behind as they are currently, I think they're going to be running into a serious issue. Right. Impulse. We'll get to connive off this. Go ahead and discard yeah, let's discard the negate. And let's grab an Essence Capture. That's going to help us with the Atali. Hit our land drop. Swing for 3 this time. End the turn. Alright, looking to ramp. We will not let them. Okay, let's consider. Connive. Let's go get rid of the Witness Protection. Consider on top, we can keep it there. Alright. Solarian Terror. Swing for 4. We now have lethal on board. And plenty of counterspells. That should do it. Good game. Alright. Alright, this looks like a good starting hand to me. We'll go ahead and keep. We got some early counterspells. We'll be able to search for some more cards with Thirst for Discovery, and we've got Solarian Terror at the top end. We're playing into a mono red deck. It's going to be really good to have Essence Capture up with Chapter 2 of Kamano coming up. Alright, this is some high value counter magic right there. Alright, we're going to pass the turn. We can fall back on Thirst for Discovery, or we have counterspells. Alright, well, not going to let them have the squee. Alright, pass the turn here. Alright, we'll let them have the Phoenix chip. No need to go searching for something else yet. Okay, down at 14. Alright, Spell Pierce. Thirst for Discovery. Let's get rid of the basic land here. Alright. Start with a Consider. Consider for Make Disappear. It's looking good. And let's play out our Solarian Terror. It's going to be a good blocker, and we can bounce a creature if our opponent plays one. Let's see, they might play Squee. Can they yet? Nope, they don't have the 4 other cards to play Squee yet. Alright. Go ahead and block here. Sure. Fine by me. Let's play the shark. We are going to play out our land here, pass the turn. This way we can hold up both Impulse and Make Disappear. He now has enough cards to try and cast Squee. Alright, opponent moves to combat. Nothing. Passes turn. We're gonna go ahead and cast Impulse here. Let's see if he can remove the shark. With 2 cards, he'd probably have to empty his hand. I don't think he has a way to deal the 4 damage. Alright, Lightning Strikes the Invasion. Alright. Let's go ahead and put the djinn in our hand. Let's play out the djinn. Move to combat. We've got a couple of different options here. Right. Go ahead and counter that. Opponent has 1 more card in hand. We may want a Fading Hope here. Let's go ahead and take the 6. We'll put this back in our opponent's hand. Down to 5. Alright, well, let's start activating abilities. Alright. Opponent can play the invasion out. Swing in for 2 with the Foundry. He's not going to be able to kill the djinn this turn. And that's going to be all we need to win, alright. Alright, going into the next game, looks like we've got 2 Ledger Shredders, that's pretty nice. And some other cards that are going to be able to help us find new cards. Opponent says hello. Alright, playing into another red deck. We did draw that 3rd land. Ledger Shredder is going to be our play for next turn. Yep, plays a large Swift Spear. Alright, let's play out our first Ledger Shredder. We are going to want the Ledger Shredder to survive. Next turn, we might play the Shredder and then Witness Protection, so that way... Okay, looks like we can block freely here. We'll just block the Swift Spear. Shredder. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Use this on the Swift Spear. Connive twice. Get rid of Consider. Let's get rid of Impulse here. No attacks. Now we've got 2 strong blockers. Next turn we have Thirst for Discovery that we can cast. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and block like this. Alright, that's fine by me. We're gonna go ahead and play out Thirst for Discovery here, in case we find a 1-mana spell. If we do not, play our land for turn. We'll pass here. Opponent is stuck on land, so this is great for us. If we can keep Ledger Shredder this turn, that would be even better, because next turn we'll be able to play our Djinn, hold up a counterspell. It's going to let us go on the offensive. Alright, plays an adversary. We don't want to deal damage to the Feldon if we don't have to. I think I'm more concerned about the card draw for them. Alright, let's play out the Djinn. We've got a couple of options here now. Opponent should have difficulty getting in now. We have 2 strong blockers. And with only 4 cards in hand and 2 mana, they're not going to be able to pay for the Make Disappear. I'm going to go ahead and just counter that right now. Right, opponent does not swing. I'm going to cast Thirst for Discovery right now. Right, move to combat. We're going to swing in for 5. End the turn. We've got Fading Hope and Make Disappear. This is going to be great for pushing our opponent back. We do have to be careful for instant speed spells. Alright. Plays another Vampire. Block here. Let's return Feldon to our opponent's hand. Don't want to draw that land. Alright, we're going to start by considering. Alright, whole bunch of lands for us. Move to combat. This is looking really good for us. We'll be able to block their creature. Alright. Let's just counter this. And we've got it, alright. Okay, so we don't have too many threats, but this looks like a good starting hand on the play. We've got Fading Hope or Consider. Opponent plays a tap land. We'll go ahead and Consider here. And there's a Shark. That looks great. And a Djinn. Looks like we've drawn into our threats. Holding up 2 mana. We've got Make Disappear as our counterspell. Alright. Let's not let them have Giada. And we're gonna play the Seed Shark here. Alright, there's another Giada. Gonna play out the Djinn. And I'm gonna bounce Giada right now. You don't need that land. Go ahead and attack in for 2. Alright. I'm gonna move to combat. We're gonna swing with the Djinn. This is a fine trade by me. We also get their angel. Okay, here's Gata. Nice. Let's go ahead and spend our last 2 mana. Make that a 4/4. Consider. Don't need the land. Right, Witness Protection. Let's go ahead and protect that Witness. Move to combat. So we're just gonna swing here. 4 on the ground. Play it slow. Alright, get in for 4. Play out Tolarian Terror. Alright. It's looking good so far. Just gonna swing out with Tolarian Terror. We actually don't need the Citizen here. Their Warden has no shield counters anymore. Alright, Steel Seraph. Opponent can give lifelink. Interesting choice. Alright, we're gonna hold on to this island. Pretend it's a counterspell. Swing in for 5. Alright, that's a good trade. Alright. Lifelink on the Seraph. Interesting. We'll just block here. Alright, let's move to combat. We're gonna kill off our creature to draw a card. Alright, no more shield counters for us. Let's play out a land. See what they pick here. Lifelink. Nope. Vigilance. No blocks. We're gonna keep our shark. Go ahead and activate this. let's go ahead and put Steel Seraph back in our opponent's hand. And then move to combat. Swing like this. There shouldn't really be good blocks for them here. Alright, that's fine. Opponent down at 18. We'll play a land for turn as well. Odds are they're going to play out the Seraph again. Yep. Alright, they played it out as the smaller Seraph. Sure. Vigilance. That's fine. Each of these are going to be cards that we can draw later. We'll block. No point in taking damage if we don't have to. Start by drawing some more cards. Discard here. Land for turn. Combat. Kill a 1/1, there's a negate. Alright, let's see. I feel like Steel Seraph is going to be more value for our opponent. Similarly, we're going to want to get rid of that Archangel. Yep. Go ahead and end the turn there. Essence Capture, putting the counter on our shark. Go ahead and activate, make ourselves a 3/3. Thirst for Discovery. And we got it, alright! So as we saw, Mono Blue is great at staying ahead once it gets there. This is a deck that loves to be on the play, getting out ahead of our opponent, and then establishing a threat and keeping it there. We do have some weaknesses in that we're running threat light, so if we're unable to protect our threatening creatures, it's going to be very long for us to close out the game. But we do have a lot of different options for card draw and continued value over the course of the game, so that way we can last in some of those longer matchups. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if there are any other decks that you'd like to see me play, why don't you go ahead and leave that in a comment down below. See you next time.